Welcome to Malnad. So
Yes.
this region is called Malnadu. Translation of it means that the land of hills and rains. So
This is the real
this
welcome.
is the real welcome.
Nice. The moment I enter, I was thinking, wow. She also mentioned, in the rain, it must be really beautiful. I did
Well.
not know. I was going to witness that twice or maybe more. Wow. Those are stays.
That is part of our camping ground. So we have 2 toilets there with a kitchenette and a lounge space. But you put your tents on the ground here.
Oh.
So
Wow.
it's a little rough and tough along with the luxury factor.
Yeah.
So
Nice. Hey Chandni, welcome
Hi.
to Spilling Beans.
thank you. Thank you
So-
for having me here.
My pleasure. A lot of friends have been reaching out to me to help understand the whole coffee value chain. How does it work? And I thought, who would be the right person to get the answers from? You are the 5th generation farmer, and also you have been running multiple businesses from end to end. You've been doing it all. You would be the right person to get the insights from. And I'm really curious for you to spill some beans, since you also have exited corporate. You worked in Toyota for some time and then exited that, and coming with the corporate experience in how to create systems. How was it exiting or Toyota and coming to coffee to take care of the farm?
Toyota was, I think, my first job. I started out as an industrial engineer. So that's where, I joined Toyota on the shop floor. I moved from there to different companies, different corporate structures. I worked, in different countries also. So I think it was it was good for me to sort of bring all of that experience back home. It's always different working with family and working for someone else, right?
Yeah.
The learnings are also very different. So when you're able to sort of bring a lot of those structures into a more family run business, it definitely helps you streamline and grow a little bit more. Yeah.
So the corporate definitely helps in that way.
Definitely, yes. Yeah, it's
Wow.
only after 6 years of working elsewhere that I came into the family business. And even then, we also have a real estate business as part of our group. So I was taking care of that for about another 6 years, and only then did I come into coffee.
So if I have to ask you, like now, what all you've been taking care of and the journey so far in coffee?
I basically take care of most of the production. So between dad and me, we are on the farm. My sister handles all of our front end, our marketing, our exports, sales, etc. So back end, there are our farms to run. We also have a research institute that's focusing mainly on post-harvest processing. So we've created almost 85 plus recipes in-house that we use just for fermentation of coffee. So the meaning of that is basically that the same coffee with different fermentations can then bring out different flavor profiles in your cup. Everyone has a different palate. Everyone likes it slightly different. Some like it more funky, some like it more acidic, more floral or more fruity. So then we're able to sort of play this game during the fermentation stage. Yeah. We also retail our coffees, but a larger part of our business is export. Yes.
Okay, that's a lot of shoes to fit in for you.
Well, luckily we are a big family who are
Yeah.
able to handle it all. So yeah.
You are the first person from India
Yeah.
going on that stage, judging, and it must be really exciting. And I'm sure it must be really insightful.
Definitely. I mean, you get to experience people and coffees in a very different sense. And I think judging anywhere is not an easy task. It's very important for us to stay so focused through the entire process. There have been days that we've had to go through several participants, and then to ensure that you are on the same plane for everybody, because You cannot afford to have palate fatigue. You cannot afford to get over caffeinated. You cannot, because at the end of the day, it's not about us. It's about ensuring that the participant gets their, due and everything that they have put into it. So it's very important. It's a lot of focused work.
Yeah.
But I think on the global stage, for sure, there have been some great teachers for me. As I kept going through that, right? Like they've been very accepting. They've been very, they've been really guiding me through this, through the process as I've entered that space. I've made some good friends. You also get to experience coffees that you probably wouldn't get your hands on all the time, right?
That's a pro.
Yeah, that's definitely a pro. You meet some of the best baristas across the globe. And it's so interesting to see what they are able to bring out with the coffee. It's so interesting to see their stories and how they present it and everything. So I think it's been a great experience. Yeah,
I was sold on the part that you get to taste a lot of good coffees.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. If you have to specifically mention what was the aspects that you were criteria that you were judging on?
So every competition is different. They have different criterias. There is a very detailed rule book that has been written for each competition. So every time we go up there, based on which competition, we have to be very thorough with our rule book. Every criteria, right from, it's not just your beverage, but how well do you know your coffee, how well have you understood it, what does it mean to you, to how good a presenter are you, how is your hygiene. So all of these little things, your hospitality, the way you speak, everything comes through and everything is judged. For example, I think in the Barista, we have, based on which round you're in, you will have up to about 8 judges watching you at one point of time. So it can be very intimidating for the participant as well. And that's the number of criteria that we're kind of going through. So that nobody misses one, nobody's, there are no biases in any way. There, all of these things are taken into consideration.
Yeah, I mean, nice, it's raining.
ಛತ್ರಿ ತಗೋ ಬನ್ನಿ 2.
Wow, great. Whoa.
ಬೇಗ ಬೇಗ.
We are shooting again. I will mention that thanks to the predictable or unpredictable both side rain.
Yeah.
The other side, when you are a judge, would you like to share how's the mindset? Because for us, it's for a person who's participating, it's completely opposite.
Yeah. It's very important for us also as judges to ensure that every fraction of a point that we award or deduct, there is a reasoning behind it. There is so much information that we have to gather during that time. So a lot of focus is required, a lot of presence of mind is required. It's finally about, we are technically, I would say we are on the other side. The main performance is the performer, the participant, the competitor. It's all about them, right? We are only there to help them sort of get to the next stage. In India, I would say, I'm hoping that, it would create a culture where the importance of brewing coffee itself gets, the significance that it deserves. Because at the end of the day, no matter what we do, if the barista cannot represent our story as a farmer, as a roaster, as a trader, if they cannot represent our story, if they are not able to extract the best brew from that coffee, then all of that effort along the supply chain is kind of lost. So the barista, although they may be just, it may be a few minutes of work for them versus like an entire year's work for a farmer, but it is just as important, right? At the end of the day, we are not the ones who are going to stand in front of the consumer. It is the barista representing all of us, every hand that it has passed. They're representing the entire value chain. So hopefully that culture starts growing more and more. Our role is more to support them. to help them
right.
get better, to help them in spaces that maybe we can, give them guidance, award them for all the beautiful work that they have done. On the international stage, I'm hoping to see more and more of our Indians coming to
Yeah.
higher standards,
This time,
get us.
Suhas is going
Yes,
for the international
yes,
stage.
yes. So he was
Fingers
our last
crossed.
Barista champion
Yeah.
from India,
Huh.
and hopefully he will, he will get a good space there.
Yes.
No
All.
pressure, Suhas.
No, I don't think he'll take pressure.
Yeah,
He's
no,
so.
it is a very stressful place to be, given that you're competing against the best from every other country. It's not just from your country, so there's no
Fair.
familiarity anymore with any of your fellow contestants. Yeah, it's a very different space to
It
be
is.
in.
I agree. And I saw his performance. I mean, he was so flawless.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah. So,
I think this year we are seeing that there are more worthy participants coming up, which is great to see. Some of the competition was very close. It was hard for us also to pick who the best
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why, when I say like every fraction of a point matters, every fraction of a point really does, because
Yes.
sometimes it's so close between one and the other. So then who's better, or who has performed better rather?
You were judge in the AeroPress competition also this time.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I see that, the judges from the participant point of view, that how many cups they are tasting again and again and again and again and again. It's like really painful for the palate.
It is tiring, but I think that's something that we have to get used to over time, right? And I think generally as a cupper, as a quality evaluator, you tend to go through a lot of cups. So you do kind of have practice there. So yeah, I mean, it's important for us to stay that way. There have been times, maybe sometimes, that colleagues have had palate fatigue over a certain period of time. Then it's our responsibility to ensure that, that the participants getting a fair deal. So then we've either stepped out for that day, or somebody else takes our place, or all of these things happen. There's generally a shuffle here and there. But I think it's very important for us to stay honest and fair to the participants.
They are putting a lot of effort.
Absolutely. And the fun part about coffee is also that we haven't discovered everything yet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I totally believe that.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that it's not just the coffee, because with coffee grows a lot other things
Right.
that which are
Right.
like supporting the whole
Yeah.
thing.
It's such a delicate science.
It
It's
is.
a very specific and delicate science. A lot of the things that we did do in coffee earlier were very functional. But today we are understanding, what is that function that happened during that time. And then we are able to manipulate that to suit our needs. To be able to, in some ways at least, I can't hold an umbrella over the farm and say don't rain now, but at least during the processing part, we're able to bring in a lot of different technologies and uses, so that we can fight the changes that are happening today. Yeah.
Absolutely. When did you start the classic coffee?
15 years now.
Okay.
Yeah. Or maybe a little bit more, but
Okay.
approximately 15 to 20 years now. So Classic Coffees is our retail brand, domestic retail brand. We generally only sell Harley coffee under that brand. So yeah.
That's B2C.
Yes.
Completely. What kind of coffees do you produce, or
We are basically working towards only producing specialty. So majority of the produce that comes out is specialty. We want to be able to give the consumer different coffees, different palettes, different times of the day, including we have one line where we have a morning, afternoon, evening and night blend. So we even tell you what is the best way to brew that coffee, so that you get the right amount of caffeine kick for the time of day that you want it. And we've made these blends so that they go with the Indian palate and what we would have during that time, like a breakfast or an evening snack or a lunch or dinner. So it blends well with those foods as well. So that's the idea that we started that with, and it's been doing great. And now with all of the different fermentation techniques that we use, we're even able to give you different flavor profiles for each coffee. So now it's based on your mood. You pick based on, oh, now I feel like a nice floral light acidity kind of coffee, or you feel like, okay, I want something heavy, I want something richer, I want like, fruit notes, I want something winey. You can pick. So the options are unlimited.
If it's not coffee, like, it was not like you had to come back.
No, never,
right?
never.
If it wasn't coffee, do you think you would have done something else?
I don't know, maybe not. I think this is the way that I was supposed to go.
Wow.
I'm generally just somebody who loves creating new things as a person.
Yeah.
And I think I have tried my hand at a few different things. They've been fun. They've been a lot of fun, no doubt. But then I think I reached a stage where I was like, okay, I'm done with this. So far I'm not done with coffee, nowhere close to it.
Fingers crossed.
Nowhere close to it, and I'm really enjoying this journey. So I don't see, I think the universe had its plans. It just brought me back here. And there was, when I first moved to the farm, I was a little doubtful because we grew up in the city, right?
Right.
So I was like, I don't know how I'm going to manage this. Will I be able to? My social life is there. I've always done things a certain way. But I think within a month's time, I was just like, no, I'm not going back. This is it. This is where I was supposed to be. This is what I was meant to do. And so I don't think I would have been anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think living as close as to nature is the real luxury.
Yes, absolutely. I can't say otherwise. It comes with its own little baggage, but
yes, absolutely.
What doesn't, right?
Yeah.
What doesn't?
How's your day like at working at
the farm? We start a little early, we finish a little early. If it's the harvest time, it's actually very, very busy. So, there's processing that's going on till all hours of the night and morning. If it's not the harvest time, you're generally done by around 4:35. Then I hit the office for a little bit. Your usual putting the numbers together, what happened that day, etc. I always love the next part, which is like go to the lab, and then we sit and we cup a lot of coffees. We start analyzing what each process did. We start noting down all of these details. There's a lot of data analysis that happens at that stage. So I spend some time doing that, and then it's me time. So I get to pick up on my hobbies. I love that space. Yeah.
What are your hobbies?
Depends on my mood, but I love to, I love doing a little woodwork. I love photography and macro at that. So the best time for macro is in the night time. So, we're running around somewhere looking for something to photograph.
I'm sure living at the farm, it comes with the own problems of animals and insects.
I think, I've always grown up on a farm in some sense or the other. We had another farm in Bangalore, so we've always grown up around animals, wildlife. That doesn't trouble me too much. The monsoon does bring a lot more activity. Yeah, I actually love interacting with the animals, so I don't think that's an issue and been an issue at all.
It's really calming to coexist.
It is. You actually learn a lot, you take away a lot. I think if you really pay attention, nature, the cycles of nature can teach you so much.
True, I believe that too.
It can teach you so much. Not just in the way, not just things that you can adapt, but it teaches you calm, it teaches you patience, it teaches you so many different things, so.
Harvest generally starts in October end and starts from November, mid-November, and reach to January and
almost mid-Feb actually.
Mid-Feb?
Yeah, sometimes a little longer, but generally from mid-November to end of Feb, let's say.
These are like 2-3 months of heavy work.
Heavy work.
Yes.
Heavy work.
So, what are the process like in those 2-3 months?
Every day we harvest cherries. Because we do specialty coffee, it's very important for us to pick the ripest or the correctly ripe cherries. When we go to a plant, we are not doing it, we're not saying, okay, maybe 80% ripe, I will pick it, or 90% ripe, I'll pick it. We'll end up going back to each plant almost 4 times, sometimes more, based on the seasons or based on that year, sometimes even more. Reason being that each cherry will then ripen at a different stage. Yeah. And we want to sort of get cherries that are similarly ripe and at that perfect stage of ripening. The reason for that is that we get the best and the most amount of sugar content in the cherry at that point. So when we bring it back, we have to process it the very same day. We cannot keep it for the next day. So that's where the long evenings and the early mornings start. Especially when we're doing Robusta, the quantities are much larger for us on our farm. So there have been nights that we've gone all the way into like 3-4 in the morning, just moving fruit around, prepping them, processing them based on. So again, we pick which process we're going to do based on what our customer requirements are, and what that day's crop is like. So which block has it come from? What are the fruit properties of that day? What processes are best suited for it? A lot of things go into it, a lot of variables in there.
And this is more Robusta than Arabica?
Both. In Harley, we are a little bit more Robusta than Arabica.
Okay.
We're about 60-40.
Okay.
Yeah. But both require equal amount of attention and work. Yeah. Yeah. Then it depends on the number of days that we want to do fermentation. There are some that we will probably do just for about 12 to 14 hours, and there are some that we've even extended it up to 3 months. So it depends on which lot it is. Depending on the weather, it can take anywhere from, and which process we're using, like a washed coffee would dry faster than a natural. It can be anywhere from 6 days to 20 days of a drying process itself. Then in the middle, we continuously do quality checks. We have to keep a track of the moisture that's there in the beans. Thanks to the extreme heat or the rains, we have now started using polyhouses to control these temperatures, to be able to evenly dry them. All of these are processes that go into specialty coffee. Yeah. We have to ensure that we maintain a correct amount of water activity in the beans. I know I may be sounding a little bit technical, but at the end of the day, it reflects in your cup.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it reflects in your cup. So
it shows the gravity, like the barista is serving something.
Correct.
What all went behind that?
Yeah, yeah. So all of this work is very, very important. There's no step that we can ignore, miss. Say, oh, I'll see it tomorrow. We can't do those things at any point of time, including, throughout the year. Technically, all of our plants are living things, right?
Absolutely.
So just like how we would get sick if we don't get fed a single day, or, if something goes wrong, similarly for the plants as well. So we have to be very observant, we have to ensure that every space is taken care of well. Timely application of manures, of whatever other nutrients we need to give them, pest control. There's a lot of things that go into it. So throughout the year, there's something or the other, and then finally at the end of the year, we get our one harvest. I think a lot of people don't realize that coffee in India, especially, is just a single harvest. And that's the amount of work that goes into bringing you that one cup.
Yeah, it is a lot of effort. Yeah. And I saw like you do roasting also here, right?
We do some roasting. We are slowly getting into roasting, but then right now it's more for our quality evaluation. Yeah, so small batches only for now. Yeah.
Now, since you do B2C also, how's the consumer like in India for you? having medium roast coffee or having dark roast coffee, which are the areas of India consumes more of your coffee? Because what I'm trying to understand is that the trend is shifting since last few years
Yeah.
in terms of coffee,
Yeah,
people
yeah,
consuming
yeah,
coffee, right?
Every region is different. There is nothing specific. I do notice that, since you brought up the barrel aged, I do notice that a lot of non-alcohol consuming states tend to enjoy the barrel aged a little bit more. Like Gujarat absolutely loves it. The Middle East absolutely loves it. Because there is no alcohol actually in the coffee. It's just,
Yeah, it just gives you
it's
the
just
feel.
the feel of it,
Yeah.
right? So there's a specific audience for that.
Right.
Yeah. I know my Southeast Asian market likes their coffee more funky because they're used to drinking more rice wines of sorts. They like that fermenty notes. They have a lot of pickle. So they like fermenty notes. You go to Scandinavia, they're drinking so much coffee. They want mild. They want beautiful floral, light acidity. Things like that. So
in Delhi Coffee Collective, the community which I have, I see that how the need or the requirement for light roasted coffees, and there was time when people were like, okay, give us some lactic acid or
right.
give us some 72 hours of
Right.
fermentation,
Yeah.
right? In that way, do you see a shift in terms of trends making a fermentation more popular? For 6 months, everybody's asking for nitrogen, or everybody's asking for carbonic maceration.
Maybe not seasonally, but there are a lot of cafes now who are serving seasonally. Which means now I know one cafe that recently said, okay, every 3 months I want different coffees. So they're keeping their customers interested, coming back for something new each time.
Yeah.
And now because they're getting into, let's say, the Christmas time or the
Right.
festive season,
Right.
so they wanted something that would represent that festive season, right? Brighter, dry fruits, sweetness. Those kind of punchy flavors, whereas then you go into maybe summer and then you want lighter, milder flavors. So it depends, I think, again on your consumer, what they want, what you're looking for, how large your market is, your audience is. Do you want repeat customers? Do you want new people coming in? Do you want somebody who's just like, this is my standard coffee for every day, or do you want to create an experience around it? Everything works.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess, then you decide on what works best for you or who your target audience is, and then plan it around that.
Right. Now the consumer is demanding like more and more caffeine varieties. Like you said, morning you have different palate, afternoon you have a different palate.
Yeah.
So which creates more pressure on the producers to come up with more experimental shifts, like co-fermentation is happening. You have to keep innovating and coming up with new processing methods.
I think a farm of our size, definitely it's fun to play around with.
Yeah.
For me specifically, I'll say it's fun to play around
Yeah.
with.
Nice.
But then I think there is a great opportunity for small farmers given the space that we are in right now.
Right.
Because let's say I have broken up my farm into smaller blocks, and then we treat each block differently when it comes to fermentation. So if I have a smaller farm and I say this year I'm going to do this, maybe next year I can do just one process. You don't have to technically create several different processes.
Yes.
You can focus on maybe one per year, and say this is what my farm's going to give you this year. Or if there is something that has worked really well for you, then you can just stick to that. There's no harm in that at all, right? I think that's where it's interesting, because let's say even if I do the same process as another farm from another region,
Right.
The outcome will still be different.
Absolutely.
You can't say that, oh, because I did this, let's say a natural maceration from my farm would be very different from a natural maceration from, let's say, the Giris or Coorg, right? Because your microbial activity changes. So it does not mean, so the consumer at the end of the day does not have to see only natural maceration. They can pick also from which region they want it from, which farm they want it from. So there is that much variety that's already available to them. I think I've also seen that some consumers get very confused with it because there's too many options now.
Yeah.
So we're okay. There is no requirement that says that, you know, you must innovate in a certain way. Yeah.
Yeah, but keep like you keep experimenting
Right,
still,
right.
because
Yeah.
you can. Yeah, feels like it's gonna rain again. Nice. This is what I
in
really
that
love.
case, we'll leave the cameras right there and then we'll just.
How is the value chain of coffee like from tip to the end?
Right at the start is the farmer.
Hmm.
Yeah. Not all farms would have a production space or a wet mill, which is basically your, you know, your pulper, your fermentation tanks, etc. Based on the size of the farm, some of them have invested, some of them have not. It may be a large investment for someone with a smaller farm. But there are spaces where you can take your coffee and still get the same outcome, where they will process it for you. So from the farmer, it goes to the wet mill. The wet mill is where you will remove the skin, or you will do your fermentations, your pulping, etc., and drying right up till the drying phase, and then it goes to a dry mill. The dry mill is where you will then finally clean the beans, remove the parchment, the silver skin, bring it to the green bean phase. You bring it to the green bean phase, and then based on your requirement, you either grade the coffees or you bulk it. You know, that's given what, you know, who you're going to sell it to, what the customer wants. Yeah.
Fair.
There are several different grades of coffee based on the size, color, density of the beans. So once it's graded, then you have storage. You have to pack them perfectly. You have to store them perfectly, because the smallest thing can then disrupt it. Let's say it starts raining,
Right.
You have not ventilated your storage space well enough. You have not sealed your bags well. The coffees can start growing mold, right? Or pests can be an issue. Rats can get in, spiders can
Right.
get in, other insects can get in, beetles can get in, right? So how well have you stored your coffee? That's also important. What is the ambient temperature, relative humidity of the room, all of these things, yeah? It's not as simple as like, okay, I have a closed room and I'm just going to store it there. From there, it goes to, so then there's the trader, because then the trader will then either export or domestic sales, whatever is required. They will require a connection between the producers. So I would call from the farmer till the dry mill a producer.
Okay.
Yeah. So you take it from the producer and then you sell it to the roaster or the cafe,
Okay.
right? Generally a roaster, unless the trader is also roasting. So then it goes to a roaster. Today with specialty coffee, roasters are also setting different profiles for each coffee, right? It's not as simple as like I have one profile, this is light, this is medium, this is dark, right? It goes down to the detail of like this coffee.
Okay, let's
Pause.
Let's pause.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So we were continuing
Yeah.
from that point of understanding
Yeah.
the coffee value chain.
Yeah. So the roasters today are also adding more value by ensuring that each product that you have created as a green bean will get its own roast profile to bring out the best that is in that bean. It can either be to bring out the best, or it is roasted to suit your customer's requirement. From there, again, storage, extremely important. Once you roast the coffee, the shelf life of the coffee starts coming down.
Right.
Even if you've taken it home, it doesn't matter, right? Like just don't keep it in the sunlight, don't keep it in an open container. Oxidization will happen, aroma loss will happen, flavor loss will happen. The roaster will probably take about maximum 15 minutes or to roast the coffee.
Right.
But then the precision in which you roast it is so important that you can ruin it right there. Yeah, you can either bring out the best or you can ruin it right there. A few degrees difference, a few seconds difference can change what the coffee tastes like. And it's not a hard and fast rule that you want this?
Oh, it's soft.
You keep it open.
Hmm.
It's not a hard and fast rule that all coffees is the same temperature or the same pour rate or the same pressure. You can play with it.
Right.
We, for example, for every bag that you buy, we will ask you if you want it as whole beans or you want it ground.
Right.
And then if you want it ground, then what is the equipment you're using, and then we'll help you do that, because not everyone has a grinder at home.
Yes.
But then it is getting more accessible these days. You're able to buy these equipments. They cost a lot less than they did a few years ago.
That's also a decision paralysis for a lot of people.
Yeah. And of course, the fresher the grind, the more flavor it's holding within it, right?
Wow, that's a lot of people. Okay.
Yeah.
From the start to the
Yes.
farm to the producer, coffee
Quality
grading,
evaluation,
quality evaluation,
The
go to
wet
the
mill, the
wet
dry mill, the storage, the quality evaluation, the roaster, the brewer.
Right. So if anybody wants to fit in, they have to pick the part where they want to fit in their coffee business, maybe at the roasting level, or some can try to become a Q grader, or some can try to become a processor.
So yes, so I think if you are starting newly in the industry, then see which part suits you best.
Yeah.
Right? Which part do you want to do? Which part do you find most feasible in your situation? Right? If I'm going to be sitting in Delhi and I say that maybe I want to do a farm, I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm saying, do you have the resources to do it? Because the amount of work that a farm would require is very different from if I'm sitting in Delhi and I say I would like to open a roastery.
True.
So then it's right at my hands.
True.
I can monitor it every day.
True.
Right? I won't say that there is a yes or no for either situation, for any of the
Absolutely.
situations. It's purely based on your capacity to handle some things.
Right.
Yeah. How much can you invest? How many people do you have? How much, what are your resources available? And then you play from there. Yeah.
Right.
For example, let's say at the farm level, you have to know agronomy to some extent, or you hire people who do. Labor is a must, especially on Indian farms. So are you able to handle, manage, get all of these people? Because we are still not using a lot of machinery on our farms. We are growing it in the rainforest. It's important to maintain a certain ecosystem here, like a balance and coexist. So we are extremely labor dependent because our terrains don't allow for anything further, especially let's say when it comes to harvest. Now if tomorrow somebody decides I'm not coming, then your coffee is ripe and on the tree and
Yeah,
you
it
can't
won't
pick
wait.
it. So that entire year's work is just gone in that one day when they decided not to come. So there are challenges.
Yes.
But if you're able to manage it, then why not, right? You want to go into roasting, then either you learn the science or again you can hire somebody who knows the science. Today's roasters are getting smarter every day. You can manage them from anywhere. You just need someone to feed it because there's AI, there's technology. They're all run from afar, right? It just probably needs an internet connection. Then if you want to be a trader, I guess it's important for you to make the right connections with both the sellers and the buyers, right?
Right.
Then again, you pick, does domestic work for you? Does international work for you? How often can you travel? How do you meet people? Where are your networks being created? There are a lot of communities too, like you're saying. You have the Delhi coffee
Collective,
community.
yeah.
So like this, there are several communities. So do you want to be a part of that? From our Specialty Coffee Association, we do a green bean showcase so that we help the farmers sort of reach out to there are new roasters every day.
Yes.
Yeah, there are new cafes every day. We are booming as a consuming market. India is really booming as a consuming market. So now, sitting here, how do I reach out to these people? How do I know who's new, who's coming, what is happening in the industry? So we organize a green bean showcase so that we are able to connect the roasters and the farmers. So you have to find the right platforms for you to sort of be part of, participate in. Baristas, of course. I think we are at a dearth of good baristas. I mean, there's no comparison between the number of baristas we have and the number of cafes that are
Demand
opening.
and supply,
Yeah.
is too much gap.
Too much gap.
Totally.
But there are good training schools. There's a lot of education happening out there. Education is another part of the value chain.
Yeah.
Coffee education
right.
is another part of the value
Yes.
chain, right? So whether you want to learn right from agronomy to quality evaluation to post-harvest processing to roasting to green bean evaluation, everything's available. Including economics and coffee. What do you want to learn about coffee?
Yeah. So you are also part of SCA, right?
Yes, so I am part of the Specialty Coffee Association of India. I'm also involved a little bit in the education. I'm a lecturer from CQI for quality evaluation as well as post-harvest processing. So we have small programs. We get together small groups of people. Anyone who has interest in any of these subjects. So yeah, I guess there are so many options available. There are some people who are doing just the dry mill, right? So they do storage, dry mill. They also have maybe some of the larger dry mills have facilities for smaller farmers to bring in their raw fruit and then help them process it as well.
I mean, yeah, in terms of equipments and machinery, also you can be a trader.
Absolutely,
Right.
yeah. You can deal with machinery, manufacture machinery.
Yeah.
You know, there's no limit to the number of things that you can do.
Okay.
So I guess now
Yeah.
you just come down to what do you want to do?
Right.
Where do you want to be in this value chain? Right? For us, we have been agronomers. I mean, we've been agriculturists for the last 5 generations. So for us, everything else has been a value add. It's a value add for now. If I'm able to process my coffee a certain way, then I also want to be able to roast it and bring out the best in that coffee. Or I want to be able
Okay.
to.
Down, no? Okay. We'll continue from this in the second phase.
Sure.
Now AI is really front forward, like coming forward, specifically when you are using to, get the best analytics and the best data. How do you think the tech in production, coffee production, is going towards?
There are a lot of spaces that coffee started using technology. One is roasting. Warehousing, logistics, etc.
Right.
It's quite predominant. People are using today technology, AI, to be able to control roasters
Right.
from anywhere.
Right.
Brewing as well.
Yeah.
There are a lot of automatic machines that are coming out, whether you want a manual brew or you want an espresso. In both cases, I mean, even in manual brew machines, or rather a pour over machine, you can set recipes,
Right.
you can pick which coffee is what, and then all you have to do is sort of tap on that saying, I put in this coffee, and then, what grammage, and it does the rest of the work.
Right.
Yeah.
It is very cool
It
to see the
is.
automation that I can do. So I was doing a podcast with AJ last episode 1 where he was mentioning that he used Cropster for all the CRM and also getting the analytics about it.
Right.
In brewing itself, like cafes are using a lot of
Right.
good CRM and
Yeah.
also products to get the automation, the best out of it, and also consistency. In terms of farm to production, do you think?
Yeah, so it has slowly started coming in now. We're seeing we're seeing a lot of features slowly coming into this space. Definitely, dry mills are using a lot of technology. There's new machinery and equipment coming in there that are removing the need for any sort of manual garbling. They're able to pick out even a bleached bean from the lot. They're able to pick out insect damaged beans, which is generally very hard. So there are machines that are able to do this. There are machines that are able to grade very well. I think we are, in terms of the farming side of it and the wet mill side of it, we are seeing technology coming in, but we're still behind a little bit. I think maybe the challenges are also because in Indian coffee, the terrains that we grow our coffee in, it's not the easiest to pass a machine through this terrain, right? We're in the slopes, we're in the rainforest, there are trees everywhere. The slopes are not the same all across the regions, but technology is still coming in. You're using it in data collection,
Right.
data analysis. What we did for generations now, where we have handwritten records of everything, are getting digitized. I'm able to maybe, to some extent, still manage a farm from afar, because now I have access to the information which otherwise I should have been standing on that field. There is technology coming in terms of including drones that are able to fly over your tree canopy and still tell you your plant health. It may not yet be able to pinpoint what exactly the issue is, but it's able to tell me if my plants are healthy, not, if I need to go to a certain area, have a look at them separately, what is affecting that space. We recently found that one block was all in red. You know, we were like, oh, but the plants look healthy, right? But then we realized that, oh, the borers had just started. They just started, and then we had to sort of uproot that entire section, because that's the only way to deal with them after they've started. So there are things that are coming in. There are systems to check microclimates. So in a larger farm, you will have different climatic conditions in each block. Yeah. What rainfall I recorded here today will be very different in another block, and another block, and another block. So there is equipments coming in that will give me the soil health, the microclimate in each space. I think we're still in the very initial stages of these things. We are also working on developing something for our own use, simply because we do a lot of work in post-harvest processing, so I need different information that I record. So everyone's maybe sort of bringing in few elements here and there.
Right.
Recording of attendance and labor has become so much easier because you're able to bring in certain things in, right? Like, we're all farmers.
Right.
Our fingerprints will wear off over time. But then there are now technologies to deal with just that. You know, there are retinal scanners, there are deep skin readers, there are so many different things that we can use today. I know that there are a few farms, not a few, like maybe one or two farms in India, who have also taken it to the extent where the owner just manages his entire farm through his phone.
Wow.
Wherever he's sitting. Yeah. Like, he has set it up in a way that there is irrigation, fertigation, everything done for the farm in a certain way that he can just handle it from the press of a button. There are a couple of people who've set up similarly for post-harvest processing. Now, I'm not talking about just AI, but I'm talking about a combination of technology, everything put together, like, where he has set up his entire production space with the fruits come in, his client says, I want this, and he's able to just press a button and say, okay, this specific yeast will go into it, and then this fermentation happens in this tank and it comes out, right? So again, just sit on your phone, be able to do it from wherever in the world you are. Yeah. So it's great that we're seeing all of these things. Like at Harley, we have, let's say, as a simple example, I have rainfall data for the last 120 years, but there are books and books and books and books and books, right? And how long are those books going to last you? You have to keep them. Then how many times are you really going to flip through the books? Data analysis doesn't happen very well when it's still in a written format, as much as you try to do it, right? So I think yes, there is we're seeing a lot of change. We're seeing a lot of adaptation from different other coffee growing regions, but we have our limitations. So I guess it's now comes down to how do we balance the two? How do we bring it into what space we have, and how do we maximize the use of it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You are pretty excited about the AI and the technology growing in the field for your health and however automation that you can get.
Yeah, I'm very excited because that it gives me more time to go.
Exactly.
Do other things as well. Let's say if I get the chance to, and I'm sitting in a farm somewhere in Colombia, Panama, but I'm still able to, manage my space here, then it's a fantastic option to have.
Yeah, I am really, really excited, to be honest, really excited that in the next 5 years, the transformation, how it's going to be, in which direction it's going to take, reducing the manual work, increasing the output, the potential and the productivity, and especially for the Robusta, like since considering you are also suggesting that it is quite the future for us, right? What do you think how the Robusta scene is moving forward?
As I think climate change is happening all across the globe.
It's
of
very
course,
evident.
It's very drastic in Brazil, no doubt, but it's not that it's not happening anywhere else.
Yes.
We are all facing the repercussions
Absolutely.
of it.
Look at North, like this happened in this monsoon. It was a crazy loss.
Yeah. As climate change is increasing, Robusta is a sturdier crop, sturdier plant rather. It is more drought resistant, it is more pest resistant, disease resistant. It's easier rather to farm Robusta than Arabica. India, I believe, is one of the best producers of Robusta in the world. And with a little bit of care, with a little bit of extra work and fermentation, which we ignored rather. It's not that we could not do it, it's just that we ignored, saying that, Robusta is cheaper, it may not fetch us the same price, why put in the effort into it? But a different appreciation has started growing for Robusta. And I'm loving it because we are doing all of our, our different fermentation work on Robustas as well. A lot of people who do not, who maybe aren't, specialists in evaluating coffee, are unable to realize the difference. They still find the sweetness coming through the, Robusta otherwise is technically known for a very woody, nutty kind of note, but that is also what did you do during your processing.
Right.
There are some inherent characters, yes, but what did you do during your processing? How did you treat it? And we're able to bring out so much sweetness in the Robusta that it's amazing. We'll brew some later, and
I have tried some Robustas from Western Ghats recently, and I am definitely seeing that change that has been there in Robusta, how people are perceiving, or they used to perceive Robusta, considering that also the processing is also there, like you can bring out more flavor notes in Robusta itself. Right.
Quite complex notes too.
Okay.
Otherwise you used it more as a filler. You wanted body. You wanted crema. You wanted bitterness. You wanted all of these things. But now we are doing manual brews with Robusta, which means that it has so much capacity. There's so much in it that we ignored for a very long time.
Do you think it's underexplored?
Absolutely. Very, very underexplored.
So Robusta, I also believe that Robusta is like very underexplored in India.
But today, fine Robustas are really picking up. The entire world wants to try it. They're at least keeping an open mind to trying it. and it's going places. It's going places. The prices are rising. The demand for Robusta is increasing. When you start experiencing fine Robustas, you're not calling it inferior anymore, right?
Right.
You're not perceiving it as inferior anymore. Yeah. It's different.
Right.
Yeah.
I totally feel that.
Yeah.
And roasters are also trying to vouch for to the baristas or to the cafes that try these robustas and explore these. Do you think in coming years we will have more robusta?
I think so, and I hope so. I love to play this game where in blind tastings, that I just slip in a few Robustas into the Arabica tables just to see how people feel, how did they react to it without knowing what they were really having. Because most of the times the perception is already predetermined in your mind.
Yeah.
And then you have a blockage towards accepting something or just saying that, oh, but it's Robusta, right? Although you may like it. So I always like to very quietly sort of slip things in and see, okay, how did they react? Did they like it? Did they not?
You did that?
I have done it a few times.
How was the response?
There have been a couple of times where, in fact, out of the table, the Robusta has been picked as the better ones
Nice.
compared to like all the Arabicas that are sitting there. So it may not be soft, like, I may not get a very subtle floral citric, but there are combinations. It's a bolder flavor, but you will still get the same notes alongside other bolder flavors.
I mean, people are acquiring to matcha.
Yeah.
Right. There are a lot
yeah.
of flavors to acquire to nowadays.
Right,
Hoicha,
yeah.
people are acquiring to that.
Right.
And if it's underexplored, then it's underacquired also.
Right.
Right, for the people.
Yeah.
Now, if there is more Robusta, I think that will definitely change the palate. And in India, we already have much of like southern India, specifically the chicory palate is there. Right. Robusta is still growing, but filter coffee is here since ages. Right. Do you see any change in that, like more demand for filter coffee in the B2B or B2C?
Yeah, a lot of demand actually, a lot of demand in both spaces. Obviously, B2C drives the demand. Most cafes want it on their menu. At least in India, we still see it. South India, definitely most cafes have it on their menu. But we are seeing a shift slowly towards more pure coffee, filter coffee. Less and less chicory being used. There is, of course, a palette that has been developed for chicory. That's a whole other market. But I think the intention is also to popularize the drink in a sense, right? Because this is our brewing style. This is India's brewing style, right? I mean, I take a lot of pride in it. I don't believe that, a lot of people think that if you're having filter coffee, it's not specialty. That's very wrong. You use specialty coffee to brew filter coffee as well. It is a style of brewing that you use, right? And hopefully, in the intention of making it more popular around the globe, we have started a filter coffee championship. It's been 2 years now. And we invite everyone from home brewers to students to professionals. In fact, our last winner was a home brewer who won India's best filter coffee.
Pumpkin spice latte. There was one coffee.
Yeah, there was
spice,
one. There
right?
was
I
one.
remember
Yeah,
that.
there was a pumpkin spice latte.
I was so surprised. I was like, what? But that's really good. I mean,
Yeah, we see, you go to any cafe across the globe, you see your Italian brews, you see your Vietnamese brews. Why not the Indian brew, right? So hopefully we are working on marketing the filter coffee, the Indian filter coffee more. And then make it a global event. Hopefully, India will host the World Championship for it.
I'll be super excited for
Yeah.
that. And I'll probably
We're dreaming
participate.
towards it, but let's hope it does happen. Yeah.
It will. Because filter coffee, it has nostalgia.
It has been rated as the second tastiest coffee beverage in the world. So, which means that there is something to it, right? We are not just saying that this is how India is doing. There is definitely something to it. So why not market it more?
Yeah, absolutely. I see people drinking that dark roast using Italian machine with the liver on, and there is a hustle bustle cafe, full crowded. Barista has no idea what they is doing. They're sitting in front in the center of Europe and sending those espressos, and people are drinking it, doing the whole procedure around it. It's much better than those.
It's rated as better than those.
And it's also rated as better than
It's
those.
rated as better than those, yeah.
So I would always vouch for that.
It's again, like I said, it comes down to everyone's personal preference and taste.
Agree,
Yeah.
agree.
But looks like a lot of people do like what the Indian filter coffee tastes like. And hopefully we can popularize it.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you see the coffee demand and need differentiation in the north and the south of India? Is it like becoming more parallel?
Actually, all the tier 1, tier 2 cities have been doing very well, whether it's the north or the south. Hyderabad's picking up very
Yeah.
quickly, very
Yeah.
quickly on the specialty coffee market. Jaipur
Jaipur
is
is
a
doing
large
crazy.
space for specialty coffee consumption. Who
Nagpur.
would have thought, like in Jaipur, that people are drinking, manually brewed specialty coffees, right? But look where we are today.
Nagpur is doing crazy.
Correct.
There's so
Correct.
many cafes,
Yeah.
specialty cafes are
Yeah.
opening up.
Yeah.
I see in Raipur, specialty
Yeah.
cafes are opening
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
in tier 2 cities.
Yeah, tier 2 cities I think are enjoying it a little bit more than anyone
Yeah.
else. I think
Yes.
the bigger the tier 1 cities, it's still a balance between whether I need my daily caffeine to how I'm consuming it. But at tier 2 cities are really appreciating the beverage for what it is. Yeah.
A lot of people are coming home actually. I think from living outside India, in multiple cities, multiple countries, and they are coming back to their tier 2 cities and living there with that exposure
Yeah.
and starting the specialty cafe or
Yeah.
this exposure actually is driving the need.
Correct.
I mean,
Absolutely. Yeah.
in those tier 2
Yeah.
cities.
Everywhere. I mean, everyone's able to travel. Yeah. And when you go out, you try something new. And then you come back, you want to have the same thing back home, right? So then you also, as this happens, your knowledge is increasing. When you go out, you try something saying, okay, oh, I had a coffee from this country. I've only had Indian so far. I had coffee from this other country. You automatically think about how it's different. It's a very natural process. So then you come back and like, maybe I want that coffee again. Or maybe I want it brewed this way. Maybe I liked how it was brewed there, right?
Yes.
So all of these things are then coming back, and then people want more. And today the customer knows a lot more, right? It wasn't maybe 5 years ago when we started, when this market started picking up in India. There was still a gap of people would look at this large menu in a cafe and they're like, what is a pour over? What is a French press, right? Slowly that gap is closing. I'm not saying we're completely there yet,
Absolutely.
but knowledge is coming in, right? Experimentation is happening. Even if somebody does not like it, they still don't mind trying it. They still don't mind, like, okay, ठीक है, एक बार तो try कर सकते हैं. That way, I think the market's growing more and more and more. And then now people are even going into, oh, I want this kind of fermentation. I want a natural. I want a washed. Who knew all these things back then?
Absolutely.
Right? So I want a wash. I want a honey processed. Right? Now we're not just at honey, we're at yellow honey, red honey, black honey. So I want this. People are demanding it. And the more they're demanding it, the more the cafes are also placing these products.
Yes. Yes. And that's why they're like so full.
Yeah.
So many cafes.
Yeah.
I went to Jaipur to this cafe, Half Light Coffee Roaster. Such a beautiful cafe,
Right.
and they are roasting some really good bean.
Yeah.
I was super surprised, like going to Jaipur, finding a cafe like that. and I would really expect to get similar output if I'm going to any tier 2 city and tier 3 city
Right.
even.
I think very quickly coffee is changing from I need my dose of caffeine to a beverage I'm going to sit and enjoy.
Yes.
You know, we've stopped saying like, you know, come home, I'll make you a chai, to let's go out for a coffee, right? On the other hand, home brewing is also going up.
Yes.
Right? Home brewing is drastically increasing. People want to learn more. They want to understand how to use all the different equipments. I know people have big collections of coffees in their house, like, and then they're like, oh, okay, what do you want today, right? And we probably did this with our single malts at one time, saying that, "Kaun sa wala chahiye?"
And same thing now, coffee.
Yeah.
And that is there. In the homebrewers, events are happening, like, you know, in Bangalore, in Delhi, in most of the metro cities or tier 2 cities. There are so many homebrewers who are brewing. A guy in Haryana, Sonipat, calling me, telling me, bro, can you arrange some ultralight coffee, roast coffee for me? I was super surprised.
Yeah.
Like coming from that.
Yeah.
And these scenes are growing up.
And knowing the difference between each of them, they're able to identify it and, you know, enjoy it. Yeah.
Exactly. Considering, I mean, looking at this, I feel the future of coffee in India, like you said, it is transitioning, and it is moving towards a time where we'll have great demand for coffee. So, in terms of growing the coffee, how do you see the future is going towards?
We are growing coffee in non-traditional areas now. So maybe overall we are aiming at getting a larger production out of the country. But these are not coming from Chikmagalur, Coorg. You know, the Northeast is now growing coffee.
Oh yeah,
and they're doing a fantastic job of it. I believe the next steps are also Andhra Pradesh may do a lot more.
Yes.
You know, other states are taking up, you know, coffee production. So as this goes, over time, we will definitely be producing a lot of coffee. Yeah.
So there will be more production.
There will be more. The demand is so high. There will be more.
Yeah.
See, we went from one half of the country drinking chicory coffee to now the entire country demanding specialty coffee. So there has to be a lot more production. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that when there is a time that India is the top growing.
Yeah.
India is leading in Robusta and also Arabica specialty coffee across the globe. We definitely have great coffee and really good environment for that. Now, in terms of consumption, curious to see like what is going to be the future. What do you see in terms of consumer market that the coffee is growing?
The consumer market, if anything, is only going to increase. We will never see a dip in consumption of coffee. It's either, I mean, worst case scenario, it will be stagnant, but we're only going to see an increase in consumption. Yeah, there is no, once you started consuming coffee, there's no going back.
Yeah,
there's
I've
no
been
going
there.
back.
I can agree on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So consumption is definitely going to increase. Number of service providers, in the sense like your cafes, your restaurants, your hotels, are only going to start serving more and more coffee. Who had cafes in a hotel before? Your 24-hour space now brewing a specialty menu of coffee. Yes, there was coffee, but like your basic, maybe, you know, instant coffee mixed something, whatever. But now there's a whole menu where they'll say from which origin, which estate, what is the, you know, what is the profile of it, everything, defining it, and then someone's coming to your table, brewing it for you fresh. We're seeing this everywhere. It's not, I don't think it's something that will go away or reduce in any way. If anything, more and more people are going to add sections to it.
Yes.
I get calls from bars today. You know, people who've just been running bars saying that I want a coffee section in my bar.
I am so happy to see that. Okay, there are places like recently Gully Labs is a shoe brand, sneaker brand. So they opened this store in Delhi. It's a beautiful store, and there's a Subco corner into that. So people are buying shoes and just enjoying coffee.
Absolutely.
There is a amazing, beautiful BMW showroom,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
And there is a
yeah.
corner bar
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
And then there are badminton court
Right.
or pickleball court,
Right.
and people are serving coffee over
Absolutely.
there. Which, tell me one place, I mean, it cannot pair with.
Yeah.
It's pairing with everything.
With everything. with
Every
everything.
gym will have,
Yeah.
feels like
Yeah.
can have a corner which is specific to
A lot
coffee.
of them have started also. A lot
Yeah.
of the co-working spaces, malls, gyms, everywhere you go, people want a good cup of coffee.
So then, in a nutshell, it is a really good time for people who really want to be coffee entrepreneur to find out what audience they want to cater to,
Absolutely.
and which part in the value chain they want to fit in, and where they want to do the course and study. I mean, like you also mentioned, there are so many courses right now that one can do from SCA or from others.
Yeah.
So, in a nutshell, it is a really good time.
It is a great time for coffee. This
It is.
yeah.
Wow. And now, considering all this discussion, I think I have gotten a good amount of idea, like what goes behind the cup in terms of understanding from the plant, from the seed itself to the cup itself, like understanding the whole coffee value chain. It has been very, very insightful. So, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Not at all, yeah.
Lovely, and thank you for hosting also.
Not at
in
all,
this
yeah.
beautiful place.
I'm hopeful that, this podcast will help a lot of people and maybe get them to ask more questions.